Chapter 9, we're looking at CNT125. Chapter 9, we're looking at malware section. So malware is a general term, any sort of code that is malicious in nature and can include all kinds of things like viruses, Trojan Horses, worms, bots, ransomware, all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of a general term for all of these. They remind us in the book there's repositories out there, there's databases out there, there's websites out there. You can look up the current security threats. In businesses, you often have somebody in the company that's responsible for this. It might be their only job or it might be one of many jobs, looking at what are the current threats out there and is our system stopping them? Is it something we need to worry about? Is this something we need to worry about times 10 because, you know, maybe it's a security flaw in Windows 10 and your entire network, all your systems use Windows 10. You know, is it a super duper problem that we got to worry about, or is it something we just need to plan for the next update? But there's databases out there for that, maintaining all that information for you. Virus, this is a program that's going to replicate itself through computer. Could be connections between computers, could be piggybacking on files, and this is where your malware virus checker needs to be catching these, quarantining them, getting rid of them. Trojan Horses, these actually are programs that disguise themselves as something legitimate or useful, whether it be a game or you know, a picture or something like that. As this, I should really say a game or something like that. It's usually some sort of executable program. People download it thinking they're getting, you know, blah 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 game. They open it, they execute it, but it's actually a program that's designed to do damage or install a bot or something on your system. And this is really here to cause damage to your system. Worm, this is really just going to kind of move from system to system. It's really not there to do damage, so to speak, but it might carry things like viruses along with it. So it's just going to kind of crawl through system to system. It might be dragging along other problems like viruses. Bot, this might be the malicious code that tags along on a worm that's there to install on your system, run in the background, and actually be waiting for a denial of service attack that another system is going to generate or initiate, and use your system to help with that distributed denial of service attack. So a bot might be running in the background ready to go and do your denial of service for somebody else. Ransomware, this is a program that actually kind of takes a hold of your system and holds it for ransom. You know, you can't get into, you can't do anything to it until you make contact with the owner of this and pay them some money or some fee to unlock your system for you. And this can even travel not just from your system but into your drives, your drop boxes, and that sort of thing, your other storage areas. That's ransomware. And that's where good malware checkers are trying to find all this stuff and prevent it or get rid of it in a timely manner. Certain characteristics make malware harder to detect. Some of these are encrypted. Some of these are actually disguising themselves as legitimate programs. So it makes it tougher for these malware systems to identify them and get rid of them. Some of them even change characteristics as they move from system to system, again making it harder to detect, almost like putting a new disguise on. You know, you find this one, it puts a new one on. Find this one, it puts a new one on. Makes it harder to detect that and get rid of it. Some of them are even time dependent, programmed to activate on a certain date. So it might sit there unactive for quite a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, it kicks on. Again, making it harder to detect. They didn't know it was there, now it's there. As we move away from malware, we're going to move into our security system assessment now. Later in the chapter, they talk more about malware software, but just before we leave that real quickly, that is the importance of good malware software on a system. Checking, updating the databases to know what to look for, looking for these things and trying to identify them and get rid of them or quarantine them in a timely manner before they become a bigger problem. All right, security assessment. I will hit this in the next podcast.